Welcome everyone and welcome to this expert interview. I'm very happy. I've had to sort of drag her along a little bit, not really, to get Tanya Bellchambers. She's a digital strategist and the agency owner of Blue Platypus. Now, she honestly is the SEO expert, but not only that, she's literally knows everything there is to know about running a digital agency, but also helping support people with their business. So welcome, Tanya. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you, Trudy. It's lovely to be here.
So in this particular expert interview, a lot of people, I get asked this question a lot, is they're saying, what is SEO? So could you just give us a summary of what SEO is?
Yeah, so for most people, what it means is getting your website found in Google. So getting into the organic part of the search page, so not the paid ads that are usually at the top, but into the section just under that. So it brings free traffic to your website.
Yeah, and I guess that a lot of different big, huge companies would like us to stick to advertising, whether it's YouTube advertising, Facebook advertising. Now it's about to be Twitter advertising. So there's a whole heap of places that are wanting us to advertise. I guess SEO really is an important aspect with regards to organic marketing. And so, what are some ways that people can actually use SEO, search engine optimization, in their business?
Yeah, so the way I see SEO is that it's foundational marketing. So you definitely can use advertising to help grow your business. But for most businesses, advertising is quite costly and SEO is generally cheaper and you can do it yourself as well. It really isn't rocket science. It is about optimizing the website gradually over time. So I think it's within most business owners' reach. So it's foundational in that it might be what, or should be, one of the first things that you do when you've got a website, because it's no good launching a website and absolutely nobody can find it. So yeah, it's the foundation.
Absolutely. And to be honest, I mean, I've had websites off and on for like 20 years. One of the things that I found really interesting is that I recently signed up to run some art and craft workshops. And what happens is this particular agency, they do all the SEO. So it's nothing to do with me. I've got rather than put things on my website, I actually allow them to promote the products because
Yeah.
they actually. I have got overwhelmed with the amount of inquiries that come through to me, and for me, it was, I guess, my own aha moment is I've actually never used SEO in my own websites. Yet this other agency who are running their own website, and so for me, I know that I'm a constant searcher in Google for different things, and I've looked to see how people are
Yeah.
ranked, and so for me, it's again just from a consumer perspective, I find it really fascinating. So with SEO, is it just something that you use for websites, or is it something that you use for social media, or what other areas would you use SEO in if you wanting to succeed in your business?
Yeah, really good question. Websites is probably the way most people think of it, and that's probably the predominant way. And in Australia, which is where you and I are sitting, Trudy, it is 90% Google and around about 10% being in the other search engines. That is a little different if you're stateside. It's not quite as severe as that, but still Google is the #1 search engine, and for that we are SEOing our websites. SEO though is also important if you've got perhaps an Etsy store. You can actually SEO within Etsy. So
Wow.
Etsy itself is really a search engine within its marketplace. So you can actually optimize and use some of the things that we'll talk about in a minute. You can use some of these techniques even within something like Etsy. Same goes for Amazon, all of those sort of platforms where you can actually optimize your content, which isn't necessarily a website. It's perhaps just a web page or web pages within Etsy. And another example is YouTube. So YouTube is actually the second biggest search engine in the world because it's owned by Google. But you need to SEO your videos that are on to get them seen and to get them found within YouTube. And the benefit of that too is they will also hopefully show up on Google because Google owns YouTube.
Absolutely, yes, and I think that cross
Yeah.
correlation is, and again, a personal experience. I've got about 50 or 60 videos on my YouTube channel. I really just set it up as a place for easier for people to be able to watch videos. Sometimes they weren't in my Facebook group, and I got, I think, like about 10,000 views on one video once, and I thought, I went and had a look, and I thought, what did I do differently on that day? And guess what I did, Tanya? I actually put the little tags into the video. So I had to go back and then start tagging. Again, something that I had never been taught. I just happened to just remember somewhere that I saw some little tags.
Yeah.
So it's amazing how just this one particular tool can be so valuable. So
Yeah. Absolutely.
so what are some ways, I guess, practical ways that people could get started, I guess, in looking at SEO for their business?
Yeah. Okay. So as professional SEOs, what we do is we look at 3 different areas. We look at on-site, so the technical on the website. We are talking about website SEO now, but looking at the website itself, going into the back end and making some technical changes. We call that our on-site work.
Okay.
We also look at off-site work. Off-site work is work that we do to get citations and links into our own website. And that might be from directories, it might be from other people's blogs, it might be from social media where we're linking to the website. And what that says to Google is that this website is more credible because more people are linking to it. Okay.
Okay.
So you would have heard of link building. Most people have heard of link building.
Mm-hmm.
It's been around for forever, and it is still an important part of SEO. So that's our off-site work. The third pillar, I call it our 3-pillar or our 3-tiered strategy, is content. So content development, which is done on the website, but it's a little different in that it's not particularly technical. Now, those 3 things, on-site, off-site, and strategy, the easiest one for anyone to start with is the content on their own web page, because it's not technical. It is, you need to write, so you need to have enough, I guess, comfort with writing. So there is an element of that. If you're not a natural born writer, you can outsource that to somewhere. You can try even Fiverr and places like that, or you can engage a copywriter that's local to you that will do a wonderful job of writing some blog posts. But getting extra content on your website is probably the first place to start if you're a non-technical person and a business owner, which, you've got better things to do than learn too much tech.
Yeah, that's right. That's why we need to outsource a lot of this stuff to people like you and your team. So one of the things that I've found over the years, just in my own sort of knowledge, and also what I've been teaching as well in some areas, is that always keeping new content. So I guess that's probably where constant having new blogs or content on your website changes, because a lot of people have always thought a blog is a story about my life or what I'm doing, but not realizing the actual benefits from an SEO perspective. Is the static SEO, like say for instance some copy that's maybe it's a sales copy or something in a product, is there a big difference between the static copy that doesn't change and continual new content? Like, is it significant in the the SEO perspective?
So we use them in different ways, and as humans, we read them in for different reasons.
Sure.
And the search engines use them slightly differently as well.
Yeah.
So on most sites, we've got our core content, which doesn't change, your static content that you're talking about. And then most websites nowadays do have a blog page. Yeah. Most people call it a news section, or you might call it articles. And that is to help your readers, but also to help Google understand what your website's about. The other thing, of course, if you've got an e-commerce site, is you will have product pages. Mm-hmm. So you'll have these core static pages that don't change too much. You'll have your product pages and your blog posts or your news section. So in terms of where you should probably start, I still like to suggest that you review your static pages to make sure that they have your keywords in there. Mm. One little tip that a lot of very new business owners do is they tend to say, we do blah, 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 whatever that is that they do. or we have a great range of products, or whatever.
Yep.
So swapping out the word we and our, even in those core static pages, you swap it out for your business name, will help you get found for your business name.
Perfect.
Yeah. So instead of saying, we are emergency plumbers that come to you, you would say XYZ Plumbing comes to your premises.
Yeah. That's a great tip. I'm going to go. I'm taking this on board. I'm going to go. I'm going to go and review mine.
So that's probably the very first thing that I would do, and that is on your static pages. So that's on your about page, your home page, even your contact page. So not contact us, but contact and then the name of the company. That helps you get found for your very own business name. And if you can't get found for that, then it's that's really tricky.
Yeah, absolutely. And I
love that. And then looking at adding to the blog content, as you said. So then that's sort of the next step, I guess, for most people, is to start adding to that regularly, ideally weekly.
Right.
For busy business owners, though, I know that's a push. So monthly, but just with regularity.
Yeah. So it could be something short, though. It doesn't have to mean, nowadays people think, blog is, a really long copy. I mean, from a behavioral psychology perspective, I can say that my processing style is that I have to have high level of information. Just give me the basic, give me some tips or something, keep it short, give me a little image, but don't do long scrolling pages. So, I mean, every week, I guess that's not, if someone's stuck to something simple like that, that would be easy. When you talk about keywords in SEO, is there an amount of words? Is there, are there, let's say, for instance, if you're doing coaching or something, because we have a lot of coaches, are there any specific things that, is there a number of keywords that they should stick to?
So there's a couple of issues there. So in terms of word count on a blog post, for example, you'll find that there's different schools of thought on how long they should be. Sure. Some experts say that they should be 1,000 words, which is a very long piece of text for any human to read online.
I'll be asleep.
I too would zone out well and truly reading 1,000 words. It'd have to be great content for that.
Yes, absolutely.
Really a compelling content. I like to say around about 400 is a good level if you're doing only once a month. If you were doing it weekly, then sure, maybe you might throw a few little short ones in there. But in terms of the number of keywords, we used to work on a keyword density percentage. I don't believe that is as important nowadays.
Okay.
It can look very spammy if we try and stick to, say, 10% that we use a keyword or key phrase throughout the text. It can start to read in a way that's very unnatural. I would rather see people use keywords throughout their text, yes, but in a very natural language way. So it is I guess a balance. So for example, with the we, swapping out we and our for your actual business name, that is something that's very specific, right? So we need to use specific language when we use our keywords, but I don't believe that you should be aiming for 10% or 5% nowadays. So just try and write really engaging content that's going to be interesting to your human readers.
Yes.
But at the same time, do think about the keywords that you're using. So if you are a coach and perhaps you're a mindset coach and you have a program called Mindset Mastery, for example, then you would be wanting to use those types of terms throughout your text. So our coaching, our Mindset Mastery coaching course or program, 6-week program, 8-week program, rather than just saying our 8-week program, we say our Mindset Mastery 8-week program. So being thoughtful around the words we use, but not making it too repetitive.
So it's purposeful, so it's outcomes focused. I guess people think, what are my readers going to get out of it, and how can I use those keywords? So we don't want to be looking like it's AI generated either. So we want to be making sure that we actually are seeing that our audience is engaged and wanting to click the next button, or or move them to the next step, or whatever it might be. So
I do believe that AI can definitely help people with their blog writing, because blog writing is, it's another job that we have to do as a business owner. So starting out with a little bit of AI help,
yes,
but as long as you edit it substantially and really give it your own tone of voice, that's really important, that aligns with your brand. So if you think your brand is fun and exciting, pretty much guaranteed you won't get that out of AI.
No.
So you need to add that fun and excitement, right? You need to maybe use a little bit of slang, or depending on your audience, you use a tone that will resonate with your audience. So
and priming it. I mean, that's what I've been doing. I've been saying, well, this is who I am. This is my personality. I want you to come up with a little bit of copy for me to promote this product or whatever. So well, thank you so much for joining us today. I know that I'm going to come ask you again to go on another time and pick your brain some more, but I really do appreciate you joining us, because I'm sure everyone's going to be able to take something away now and go, okay, I'm going to go and look into that. And also, is it people again might reach out, so I will put your website below. You've had your Blue Platypus agency for 15 years. That's beyond statistics.
I know. So last month we celebrated a birthday.
It's that's a great achievement. Deep respect for you for perseverance and resilience, and getting 15 years in business. That is fabulous. So you are very well versed in so many topics. So again, congratulations on that milestone, and I look forward to hearing more about all of the different offers that you guys have, and thank you once again for joining me on this expert interview. Thanks very much, Tanya. So thanks to Tanya, and for those that are watching, if you have any inquiries, I will put Tanya's details below this particular video. And bye from Tanya and I for now, and look forward to seeing you in another expert interview soon. See you everyone. Bye for now.